A lot of really good athletes on both teams. Both teams have done a great job of that, filling their roster. And, could be expecting some rain. We'll see what happens. You usually kind of get a better feel for that on game day. But I think, two teams that cover really well in special teams and can make plays in the open field on special teams. So should be a really exciting game, and two teams with a lot to prove that are right in the thick of the playoff hunt.
Momentum-wise, what do you take from, knocking the heck out of York?
Yeah, well, really good execution on offense at times with a young quarterback. So just getting a lot of playmakers back involved offensively and getting some more rhythm and momentum offensively. And then coming out of that game tackling so well. We tackled really well on special teams and on defense, and we got to take that as well. The areas that we were maybe a little bit off, I think we've corrected and given our guys a chance to, to come back a little bit stronger this week. So, taking that momentum and that winning energy into the next week is something that you'll try to do. But every game's so unique, every game's so different. None of that's really going to matter once the game starts. It's just going to be two good football teams and who can execute.
What about a shorter work week for you guys?
Yeah, so we've got a little bit shorter work week, obviously with the Friday night game, but I think we've handled it well. Our team responded well. We went with kind of a day one on a Monday, which is typically not typical for us. So we just bumped everything back and changed the way we practiced. Changed the way we practiced a little bit from a contact perspective, just because it is a little bit shorter week. And they're facing some of the same challenges as well coming off the Sunday game. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays. Typically that can mean a little bit slower start or maybe a little bit sloppier play mechanically, but I don't think you'll see that. They're two really well-coached teams.
What about challenges? What challenges do you face from the Ravens?
Well, matching up with their athleticism. They got really dynamic receiver returner who they feature really well in the offense. So you got to know where he is at all times because they're going to get him the ball. And the quarterback's playing really well. And I like their offensive line. It's a really improved group, veteran group that doesn't really seem to have a lot of weaknesses. They've done a tremendous job this year. And defensively, they're, again, really athletic. Their secondary is super active. They got 20 pass breakups on the season, and they got a great edge rusher, tough linebacking core. But that edge rusher, number 7, is a pretty dynamic guy. So, we got to find a way to neutralize him and get after him a little bit, because if he can, get up the field and you let him get up the field, he makes a ton of plays.
I know it was a blowout, but do you feel you're getting better each and every game?
I really do, yeah. I think this has definitely been an interesting season, but we've kind of put that behind us in terms of that first half of the season, and now just being focused on one game at a time. We feel like we've gotten better each and every night out, each and every week out, and we've gotten deeper as a football team too. With guys getting injured and having to be taken out of the lineup, new guys have emerged and got quality time and quality execution. So we feel like right now we can roll pretty deep at a number of different positions, and that's going to pay dividends as we get deeper into the season and this Friday night.
Quarterback-wise, I know you don't deal with injuries, but where do things stand?
Yeah, we got some injuries at the quarterback position, that's for sure. Alex Vreeken won't be playing this week, but we do got some guys coming back off injury, so it's a competitive environment right now with those guys, and I think we'll be in good hands and we'll be able to roll in with two quarterbacks who have both played in games this season, and Russell Weir coming back is a huge difference for us. He's got some good experience, really good understanding of the system.
Lastly, just someone laid into me the other day about you guys running up the score, but there's method to the madness, right? I would think point differential, stuff like that. Speak to that.
Yeah, I don't think we did anything to run up the score. I think actually the opposite is true. Really taking our foot off the gas in terms of the kicking game late with the kickoffs, giving them some short fields by kicking the ball out of bounds and reducing the collisions that happen on the kickoffs. We did that in the fourth quarter. And offensively, we weren't ultra aggressive or faking the ball. We had a first-year quarterback in there, just kind of running our offense, and the big difference was explosive runs breaking for us. We did a good job of that, big explosive runs, and defensively we turned the ball over on them a few times and got that interception late. So, the points just started to pile up, but it wasn't something we were, intentional about or anything like that. It's just kind of the way the game goes.
And again, you set plenty of records. Put that in perspective.
Well, it's definitely something that you acknowledge really quickly, and then you move on from. So get back into the preparation for the upcoming opponent. But it's something we'll come back to at the end of the year with our awards night. trying to make sure we acknowledge all those special things that are accomplished by individuals and by the team. And, you know, putting our stamp on some of the history here is always a really cool thing. So, you know, historic night in some ways for us there, scoring a lot of points and having some players break some records. It's great stuff.
Coach, just quickly, important week for the team with it being the Thanksgiving game, and then also, of course, the Tackle Hunter initiative. If you can just speak about the importance of that for Queens football.
Yeah. So, you know, when we got here in 2019, we wanted to commit to one annual thing every year that this community could rely upon, you know, us doing and making an impact on. And the Tackle Hunger was that thing for us. Right around Thanksgiving, to be able to help the food bank and you know, work over 1,000 pounds of food each year that we've done, and we're going to try to, you know, get those numbers up even more this year. But it's something, and I think there's a legitimate need right now for that. The food bank has communicated that to us, that this is, there are a lot of people in Kingston that can benefit from this. So our football team will be all in, as we are every year, raising, you know, some food and some money for that cause, and something our guys enjoy doing, you know, parking out in front of the Metro on Berry Street on the Friday and interacting with people as they're coming in, and just bringing a lot of positive energy to the community and to the football program. So happy to get that going again, and it's something that Kingston can rely on.
That's always been a big, I mean, some of your core values is giving back to the community, right? And obviously, it means something to you.
Yeah, no, it really does, especially this time of the year. You know, this weekend is a football weekend, you know, as far as we're concerned, and it's a food weekend, you know. You want to eat and you want to watch football, and sort of combine those two things and make sure it's benefiting someone else, not just us. That's important to us, and being respected out in the community and having people know our guys and know that they're invested in making Kingston a better place is really important.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Jared, we've got some beautiful graphics on the wall out there that sort of honor all the players of Queens football history. What does it mean to sort of, you know, get a record and sort of join those players in sort of Queens football history?
I mean, yeah, it's an honor. There's a lot of really great players up on that wall, and it's definitely a special moment to be a part of such a long history and a very cherished one. So it's really a great feeling. Yeah.
A game like that, do you just want to keep getting fed the rock? Like, is it a momentum thing, or?
Yeah, it definitely feels good, you know, to rush for that many yards, but it's really a team effort. So, you know, a lot of great processes have to go into effect for that sort of production, and it's really a full team event, and everyone came out to play that game, and as a result, you know, ran the ball a lot.
And if you can just maybe speak about the offensive line, I know they're a big part of the running game as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of veteran guys on the offensive line, some really good, you know, CFL pick guys who are, you know, really great ball players, and running behind those guys is hard to go wrong.
Hopefully, it looks like we might finally be getting some fall football weather. Is that news to your ears as a running back? Is that good?
Yeah, I'm hearing some rain, so, you know, looking like it's usually an indicator of running the ball, which is to our strengths. So yeah, it's exciting, for sure.
Is it the case? Do you feel like obviously you're in a zone, but I mean, is it the first touch, first handoff? Do you just feel like, you know, I can do something today?
Yeah, I think, well, actually going into the game, I didn't really feel the greatest, but I think once you get out on the field, you kind of realize, you know, it's bigger than just yourself, and there's like a lot of other guys who are depending on you. There's coaches, you know, you want to, you know, play for, and you want to uplift the team in general. And for me, it was, you know, as soon as you kind of get out on that field, you realize it's bigger than just you, and then it kind of just starts rolling, you know, so. I definitely feel like, you know, playing for this team, there's a real sense of brotherhood, and whenever you kind of go out on the field, even if you're not really you're feeling like you're the most ready to play, or you're in the best shape, or your body's feeling the greatest, just go out there and you realize all those other guys are dependent on you, and you just go and you perform. So yeah.
Put Friday's game in perspective. Are we calling this another must-win?
Yeah, I think every game from now is a must-win, you know, including playoffs and down the stretch, and that's just kind of how we're taking it. You know, one game at a time, take that opponent on, prep for that opponent, and you know, continue to win these games. They're very critical games, so yeah.
You've seen film. What can you take advantage of that, I guess, that you've seen so far?
So far, I think they have a very aggressive D-line, and I think we're going to find ways to play to our strengths, but they have a very athletic defensive group, and they're very dangerous. So, you know, we have to take into account that we have to have a really big week of prep. Like Coach said, it's a little bit shorter, but we still have to make sure we're taking all of their strengths into account, even when we're going into these, shorter weeks, especially for them, even though they're going off of a shorter week. So yeah, they're very athletic, very dangerous. But yeah, we have some things that we feel like we can exploit.
Do you feel like you have momentum to run the table? Or I know you only look at one game at a time, but momentum-wise, again, coming off such a lopsided victory, does that help? Does that hurt? And maybe help me out with that.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. The coach said we kind of need to, get some momentum for the second half of the season, especially after those tough few first games. Like Coach said, there's a couple of plays there that we wish we could get back, but you got to reset and just continue to keep moving forward. That's football. Football is all about momentum. So yeah, a great win like that is great. You appreciate it for the time, and then you move on right to the next opponent. You can't, stay on that victory for too long because there's another team coming to kick you in the face. So you have to get ready to compete against them.
Awesome. Thanks, Jared.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I remember last year you had a monster game too here. Forgive me, I forget the opponent, but how does it feel to sort of be in the zone and just accumulate those stats in one game?
Yeah, it feels great. Every game, I just try to do my part of the team. Go out there and try to make plays, and when it happens, it happens.
Is it something you can build on? Is there momentum that you can bring into Carleton?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I had a good game last week. I had 2 interceptions, so I feel like if I just do my part, do my job, I feel like the plays will just come to me, and that's just kind of how I go into every game.
And then if you can just talk about Carleton a little bit, some of the challenges that the linebacking corps will face playing that. We're expecting some rain, so they're probably going to have to run the ball, but I feel like the defense we're known for stopping the run, so I feel like if we just stop the run, make them one-dimensional, make them pass the ball in the rain, that's going to go to our advantage.
Easier said than done.
100%, yeah.
You played them before.
Yeah.
Again, Coach talked about them as well. Sort of a make or break kind of team. How do you see them? Is it, well, you tell me.
Well, right now I feel like we really have a chip on our shoulders. I feel like our back's against the wall. But I feel really confident, going into this game. I feel like we have a good game plan. And I think we execute it, we'll have no problem, beating these guys.
And you said you feel like there is momentum?
Yeah, 100%. Coming off a good one from York. And not just that, we saw how the slow start to the season. So, again, we have a chip on our shoulders, right? So I feel like we have, a lot more to prove. So I think that's, going to give us our energy when we need to, go into this game.
I know it's cliche, but it is true that you don't look past them. You only take the one game at a time. Yeah,
100%. We don't try looking the past or too far in the future. We just stay in the moment, and that's what we're going to do for this game.
How about the shorter work week? Good, bad? How do you see that?
I think it's no problem. It's nothing we've ever it's something that we've not done before. So, you just have to adjust to the situation. That's what we're doing.
Liam, you've been here a number of years. Tackle hunger, it's a staple in the football calendar. What's that like, just to be at the Metro and helping people out?
It's great. One of our goals, our first goal as a team, is to be the most respected team in the community. And I think this is just one of those things that we do to, help the community out and just give back.
Good. Thanks, Liam.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Appreciate it. Being part of an offense that's now in the Queens football history books with 87 points, highest point total in program history.
Yeah, it feels good, man. Especially after a little bit of a slow start to the season. It was good to execute extremely well at a high level, and put some points up as a result of that.
Coach mentioned Alex won't play this game. How can the receiving corps help sort of a quarterback that's maybe not quite as experienced?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think all of our quarterbacks, are playing at a very high level right now, throughout practice, whether they're playing in games or not. But from a receiver standpoint, be very on point with your reads, be quarterback friendly, keep your shoulders open to them, hips open to make a nice, easy target, and, just squeeze the ball and, reassure them when they make a, good play, bad play, whatever. Just tell them to reset, everything's all good, and, just be a good teammate.
And if you can talk about the challenges Friday night, both Carleton's secondary and also if there's some rain in the forecast.
Yeah, they're, as guys above me said, extremely athletic group, very aggressive, physical as well. But, you know, I feel like we could get after that a little bit, you know, with certain schemes in the offense. And in terms of the weather, you know, might be a little bit more run heavy, but doesn't mean that we're not going to air it out as well. Just make sure you're squeezing everything, maybe body catch a little bit more, but, you know, well, I think we've shown that in practice, when it's rained a lot, you know, the weather's not always the best. We're still squeezing it in the rain, snow, so we'll be good.
What about keys? Is it a case of getting on the board first, or how do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, getting on the board first always helps, but doesn't always go that way. So, you know, start slow, just take that reset mentality and just keep executing.
Yeah, if you could just talk about the Tackle Hunger initiative as well. I know Liam said it's a big part of the program.
Yeah.
What does it mean? I mean, Thanksgiving, football go together, and then also to be able to give back to the community.
Yeah, for sure. You know, as Coach said, the community needs it right now more than ever. And it's always good to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself, you know, and to help a great community like Kingston, you know, means the world to us. So that's why we're so passionate and committed.
Thanksgiving football, is there anywhere better to be on Friday night than
No,
Richardson?
definitely not. Richardson Stadium, Thanksgiving night, you know, rain, shine, whatever it is, it's a place to be.
Playing under the lights, maybe put that in perspective.
Yeah, it's great. I played in the U.S. for a little bit in high school, so that's kind of when I got my first taste of really playing under the lights. So, you know, I've missed that a little bit. You know, great atmosphere, especially here. You know, excited to see the fans pack the stands under the lights. You know, it's going to be a great game.
Thanks, Ed.
Great.
Perfect.
Thanks, Cedric.